The lies that I don't plan are like some of the best. You guys got to hear this. First of all, I shared last video so you guys could all see what I because there are new people here that will ask questions and they don't know what the lives are about and they don't understand what the watching me going into um establishments and teaching them the law and teaching them about freedom and stuff in America. Um, but I explained that and why this is called the Bill Cooper channel. And another reason why I do this stuff is because I want to keep you guys, I want to keep his words up to date and the things that he was saying up to date and stuff. And show you that there's another person out here in this world or somebody that out here that's like you and is seeing all this bull crap and is going through what you're going through and suffering because of the ignorant people that surround you. So that you know that you're not alone. Um, and I wasn't planning on doing this live, but then I saw a movie from, I mean, a news oil first. You'll see me sharing a lot of alien stuff now because of how they're trying to push it all hard and stuff. I'm gonna go to the main subject of this, like I always do. But I even saw 3 days ago CNN. It says Barack Obama says something interesting about aliens or UFOs or something like that. So you'll see me share screenshots of videos like that, just so I can keep up with, so I can let you know that somebody's keeping track of their bull crap because it's all going to add up. That's why I do that. So there might be some things here that you don't understand how they relate to Cooper, but everything here does relate to Cooper. Me going into stores and teaching people that there is difference between law and policy, that's teaching freedom. That has to do with Cooper. Me coming here on the live and telling you, bringing up everything up to date and everything that he was talking about, that has to do, or bringing up, letting you know that he was called out a lot of this stuff going on now back then. So I'm bringing it back up to date. That has to do with Cooper. But and this has to do with Cooper too. And another thing that people don't know that he exposed was these things right here that I'm about to show you. I'm about to let you listen to a news story. It was so ridiculous. I had to record it from my laptop. And then I from my phone, and now I'm about to let you hear. Um an incentive or whatever you call it is something defined as something that motivates and encourages one to do something, right? But and then they talk about the SAFETY of all of this stuff. But there was a CAGI member from the Hour at a Time named Alex. I can't really remember how to pronounce his last name, but he did something on the germ theory and he did something on VA. You know the rest. What the main topic of this subject now, and how everything you're being told is, you know what I'm gonna say, but I probably shouldn't say it. So now let me hear. You guys know Governor Gavin Newsom. I want you to listen to this news story put out on ABC in the ridiculousness of how they're selling this thing. Check this out. Today, California Governor Gavin Newsom announced major new incentives. Sorry, let me go back. Yes, germ theory was a fraud, and that's what he exposed on there. So, but sorry, I'm not going to stop again. I'm going to go. Okay, I lied. I'm going to put that in the description box too after this. And I'm going to put a link to this silly behind ridiculous news story from ABC News. Today, California Governor Gavin Newsom announced major new incentives for California residents to take the COVID-19 vaccine, with more than $100 million in rewards planned in the coming weeks, including a $15 million grand prize next month to be split between 10 lucky vaccinated California residents. It's just the latest in a series of incentives offered by states and by businesses to try to spur Americans still on the sidelines to take the vaccine. But why are these kinds of incentives necessary, and are they effective? Bob Woodruff takes a look in this week's Vaccine Watch. As of this week, more than half of all adults in this country are now fully vaccinated.
This is a major milestone in our country's vaccination efforts.
And while outside the U.S., many countries are clamoring for vaccine doses, here at home, tens of millions of doses nationwide are still in storage, available for states
to request. States are still desperate to coax those who have not yet signed up.
I think that there are people who really value vaccinations. They see the benefit of it. They just don't want to take off work. Or they do need something that's going to make it worth their time.
62% of adults have been administered at least one dose of vaccine, but hesitancy is still common in the U.S. And some say that if they didn't have to get
Forget that. I am going to stop. It's so they know that it can save them or whatever, and it's so this, that, and the third, but they don't want to take off of work. What kind of dumb excuse was that? But they don't want to take off of work, so now we're going to offer this to make it worth their time. Nobody has one day to take out of work if they know that something is really going to, get out of here, lady.
Vaccinated, they wouldn't. I will be getting... Have to get vaccinated. They wouldn't.
Let me go back because I told.
If they didn't have to get, still common in the U.S. And some say that if they didn't have to get vaccinated, they wouldn't. I will be getting vaccinated just because I'm a college student.
And I'm sorry I had to stop there too. Matter of fact, I'm going to stop through this whole thing because if not, I'm about to play it back and then stop. What kind of education system do we live in where she says that she's going to do that because she's a college, just because she is a college student? What kind of sense does that make?
If we'll be getting vaccinated just because I'm a college student, if it wasn't mandated, I don't think I'd get vaccinated right now.
If it wasn't mandated, I don't think what is this? And she's in college?
So now some states are turning to incentive programs, adding financial or material bonuses for any person that chooses to get vaccinated. For people who've been on the fence and just not taken the initiative to make it happen, it might, let's see, at least try something. Ohio was...
Let's see, at least try something, even though it is, they're telling people that this is a trial. They don't have these things for all these other diseases they should have had a long time ago to work, but you want to take one that they can whip up with less than...
Let's see, at least try something. Ohio was the first state to announce a vaccine lottery. So we just kind of...
A vaccine lottery.
Scratched our heads
to
announce a vaccine lottery. So we just kind of scratched our heads, think, what can we do to increase the uptake? It's Vax-A-Million contest offered $1 million.
Vax-A-Million contest. I'm so sorry.
Uptake. Its Vax-A-Million contest offered $1 million prize each week for 5 weeks to vaccinated adults who sign up, and a free ride to state colleges in Ohio to teen winners. It's really going better than I could have even ever imagined. A 45% increase in the number of people getting vaccinated. 22-year-old Abigail Baginski winning the first $1 million prize.
It absolutely has not processed yet. I am still digesting it, and I like to say that it feels like this is happening to a different person. I cannot believe it.
Several other states getting in on the lotto fever. Oregon, Washington, and Colorado among them, following Ohio and offering $1 million prizes. Maryland holding $40,000 lotto drawings for 40 days. Get your shot for a shot to win. Businesses and sports teams also getting creative.
Get your shot for a shot to win.
Shot to win. Businesses and sports teams also getting creative to coax Americans to take the shot. The Yankees, Mets, and Braves among teams offering free ticket prizes for shots. United Airlines offering the chance to win free flights for a year. And Krispy Kreme giving out a free glazed donut if you show your vaccine card.
Hey, Krispy Kreme!
Small free glazed donut if you show your vaccine card. Even small incentives seem to be working. I'm here for multiple reasons. One, I got my vaccine. Two, I enjoy marijuana for me. And while it may seem unseemly that rewards are needed for taking a potentially life-saving vaccine,
Potentially life-saving.
experts say there is real science. Life-saving vaccine. Experts say there is real science behind these efforts.
We have a group of people who've said under no circumstances will they get vaccinated, but a bigger group that's open to it and hasn't quite gotten comfortable with the idea yet, or is saying they're going to wait and see, or hasn't found a convenient time. We call them the movable middle.
For decades, researchers have been studying the science of human behavior.
We know that lotteries are generally really motivating because...
Did you hear how he just told them what they do? Studying human behavior.
We know that lotteries
Researchers have been studying
movable middle.
For decades, researchers have been studying the science of human behavior.
We know that lotteries are generally really motivating because that big prize.
Studying human behavior and putting all of this stuff on the news, they are able to do that and trick these people because that's exactly what they do. They study human behavior so they know reactions to whatever. Of course, they miscalculated this mass hysteria reaction because I guess they didn't put in enough work before they tried to pull it. But that's exactly what they do is they study human behavior, and that's why that's how they know how to make you smile, how to make you laugh, how to make you cry about any situation, about Floyd and about all this stuff that don't have anything to do with really what's going on or that they claim is going on and why they're showing you all of this stuff.
Studying the science of human behavior.
We know that lotteries are generally really motivating because that big prize looms large and people get very, very excited about the potential to become a millionaire. And so they overweight the probability that they're likely to win.
Lotteries, cash rewards, free stuff, all these incentives can really work as long as the prize feels worthwhile.
There was some concern based on past research that if we offer really small incentives to people, like a $5 incentive, for instance, it might actually dissuade people from getting a vaccine. So some early research suggests that larger cash rewards don't have that problem.
And experts say an incentive can be more effective than negative reinforcement. A carrot is stronger than a stick.
So if my doctor tells
a carrot is stronger than a stick.
So if my doctor tells me Stacey
is stronger than a stick. Negative reinforcement. A carrot is stronger than a stick.
So if my doctor tells me, Stacey, you must exercise this year, part of me knows that's absolutely true. But when I hear that must, there's some part of me that feels like, hey, you're not the boss.
And now they're trying to make her seem so human-like. And when they say you must do something, they're trying to make it seem like they're not trying to force people to do something. And her and those other ladies and those other people who talk are completely brainwashed people, sheeple.
Part of me that feels like, hey, you're not the boss.
And while it may seem some Americans are taking easy access to vaccines for granted, social scientists say efforts to coax those still on the sidelines are for the greater good of public health.
If you look at flu rates of vaccination, I think they're around 50% in the U.S. And so I think that we've vaccinated a lot of people who are used to being vaccinated with something else, and now we're going to be moving into a population that's just a little harder to win over.
With Ohio's success story, experts say these new incentives could be reaching the movable middle.
So it's going to take perseverance, and it's going to take creativity, and yes, it's going to take donuts.
This is Bob Woodruff tracking the vaccine.
Listen to the last closing line.
This is Bob Woodruff tracking the vaccine.
Now, I don't have much to say about this because that was just ridiculous, and I know that you all heard the ridiculousness in that. So all I'm going to do, instead of just running my mouth for the rest of the time, because I didn't plan on doing this, I'm going to put the link of Cooper exposing the jab, and then I'm going to put the link of the other or on the hour at a time and exposing the germ theory, and then I'm going to put the ridiculous link to this ridiculous news story, because if you think it was ridiculous just listening to it, you got to see how ridiculous it is when you're listening to it and watching it at the same time. America, America, this is you. The funny things you do.